What is up, Terra Squad? It's Solar. Hope you're having a sunny day today. There's a lot of things going on. Life is happening. So y'all get to watch me take down my hair because like I just need to do something with my hands. But I was supposed to have this video out like a month and a half ago, and I didn't do that. Yeah. So actually, okay, so a few things. I didn't put the video out, one, because like something just wasn't sitting right in my spirit about it. I had to like kind of revise the way I was like gonna like essentially do this video a couple times. And also like, bitch, fuck y'all. I'm just saying, like, I love you guys, thank you. Like, y'all, it's crazy. I'm here for the love. Y'all been really like out here with your comments and like subscribing. I got like 5 extra subscribers this like past month or something like that, which like what? Love it. I'm here for it. And also like the people that have been like hitting me up on Instagram and like, you know, saying that you like my content, all that stuff. Really, it helps me because like I have such bad social media anxiety. Like, you guys do not understand. Like, I deleted my Facebook and like all my social media when I was like 20, and or maybe I was 21 at that point. I don't remember. Either way, yeah, so like I've gone probably like 7 years or something without it, and now it's like, bitch, here you go. And it's just very overwhelming sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, especially because like raise your hand if you're a control freak. So I feel like when I first started, I was putting so much emphasis on like trying to say the right things or not try to say certain things to like, you know, like I didn't want to like cause waves or like cause nothing. But I'm like, bitch, okay, first off, you only get like 40 views a video. You can do what you want. You're free. Like, but yeah, I don't know. It was giving a lot of, it was just making me feel really antsy. And then like you'd have people that will want to like debate shit. Like I don't debate shit. I'm just like, I just be living life. So I don't know. It's just, it was a lot to handle. It's still a lot to handle, like even right now. So, but that's a story for another time. I'm literally going to make a story time about that because like some shit happened. Anyway, girl, boy, whatever the fuck you want to be today. So a friend of mine hit me up because she wanted me to make this video about my yacht. And yes, I'm still taking down my hair. I just needed to take a break. I really like, I'm trying to keep my hands busy because like I wanted to do this video, but again, my anxiety is like all over the place and I'm real fidgety. So I'm like, let me just take this shit down because it's looking crazy. You see this shit? Look at this. It's looking crazy right now. Anyway, and I'm getting it done tomorrow. So, but yeah. All right. So my friend wanted me to make a video about my yacht. She's like, hey, can you make a video how to connect with her energy? Like I've just been getting this real strong like urge to like work with her and da da da. And so originally this video was going to be a whole bunch of my yacht fun facts and just like, yeah, it's great that she's coming through because this is a year 7 and that 7 energy is Libra energy and she represents the Libra scales and Libra type energy and air type energy and da da da, all that other stuff, which is facts. Not negating that, but there's so many fucking videos out here. Like, don't be asking me shit that you can Google. And that kind of is essentially what this video is going to turn into. Because like part of your spiritual practice, of your spiritual journey, is that you have to relearn how to critical think. And I'm not saying that you can't critical think. I mean, you've been doing it and like you're alive, so I know you know how to think and use your brain, but it kind of like this whole journey is literally for you to map out your personal matrix. Like, yes, we live in the matrix, right? The world, but you also have your personal universe inside of you. And so how you pretty much connect with the outer world is how you like, you know, how you manage your inner world. So basically you got to get your inner world up, bitch. Anyway, so because it's not a question of how can I connect with this energy. The question you should be asking, and I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper, I'm not trying to be a dick when I say this, but the question you should be asking is, hey, I did so and such to try to connect with my yacht, and this is my results. What about you? Have you tried this? What have you tried? And like, what do you think I can do? Like that stuff, like not necessarily what you think I can do, but I did this and I got this results. You did something else and you got results. Let's talk about our results. That's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that mainly because when you're so reliant on getting information from an outer source, first off, humans, the most unreliable narrators you'll ever meet in your life. Adult humans. Like, So that's the first thing. But anyway, when you rely so heavily on someone else's opinion or someone else's experience, you kind of get into their own matrix, and then you start working with deities, spirits, whatever the fuck you, demons, angels, all the shit. The Great Spirit, you start working with that from their own perspective. And so the energy that you're getting isn't like that true, like, energetic current. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell you about, okay, like, I think I mentioned this in my I should have stayed in the closet video, but basically, like, what was that, 2 years ago, a year ago, whatever, I did a Kemetic Reiki course, right? And it was great. And one of the things that they had us do in that course was part of our homework was reciting the 42 laws of Ma'at, which, if you want to connect with their energy, that would be a good way to do it for 42 days, like, or 42 times a day, whatever you want to, like, recite, like, those laws, because it does make an energetic difference. Like, you'll start, like, literally, like, one of the things is not to eavesdrop, right? And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, when I had to do the homework, I was just like, yeah, okay, I guess, like, you know, but I'm reciting it. And then I realized just how much I end up eavesdropping, like, throughout the day, like, just randomly out of nowhere. I'm just like, oh shit, like, that ain't cute. So yeah, anyway, so it does make an energetic difference within your body. So that's something that you could do if you want to connect with her, right? But anyways, so at the time when I was doing the Kemetic Reiki course, right, the instructor, she said, one of the things about, because one of the laws of Ma'at is, like, to not abuse your sexuality, right? And so to me, what I take that as, especially because I grew up around a lot of, like, just very poor dick control having ass people, poor pussy control having ass people, like, y'all just be out here just like you think about fucking before you even, like, wash your face, brush your teeth, like, that type of shit, right? So I'm like, yeah, a lot of people abuse their sexuality. Like, if you can't fucking, like, go a week without busting a nut because you'll have, like, a mental breakdown, that's weird as shit to me. Like, sorry. Anyway, so that's how I took it, right? That's what spirit told me. That's what my mental told me, my discernment, all that shit. The way the instructor was teaching it was that if you are queer, that means that you're abusing your sexuality, right? And I didn't, like, make no scene about it, because y'all know I'm pansexual, hearts not parts, all that good shit. It's not a big deal to me, because you have to understand, again, humans are the most unreliable narrators. This person, the instructor, right, she's an older woman, older Black woman, right? Very much so in that space of, like, yeah, we're doing Kemetic shit, but it's still very much so religious. Like, y'all do it, like, it gives religious zealot a little bit. It is what it is, but that is literally her interpretation, because that is what the spirit told her, right? That's how she deciphered it, because of her own experiences, right? We're all parts of the all, and each, like, when the all wants to break into different pieces and stuff, that's why we're here, and we get to, like, kind of help them experience humanity. So yeah, maybe there is, like, a break off energetic current of, like, Ma'at not liking fucking gay people or something. If that's you, if you have a problem with homosexuality, that's what you're going to get. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, even when we see entities and stuff like that, where you see a god, you see angels, whatever, demons, all that good stuff, they come to you in a form that is familiar to you, because you are your inner world is connecting to that. You see how it's a weird, like, power play, push and pull. I hope I'm making sense when I say this. Somebody hears me. I know you in the back. You got me. Thank you for the support. Anyway, so if I was just a simple-minded Negro, I could have taken what she said as, like, complete 110% fact, and I would have gone in this whole spiral of trying to fix my sexuality because it doesn't serve spirit, right? Her version of spirit. When I actually sat down and I talked to, you know, spirit, Ma'at, whatever segment, like, all of them, essentially, you know, what came to me was the same shit that came to me when I was 12 years old, is that love is love. People are people are going to do whatever the fuck they want, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, my version of what abusing your sexuality looks like is when you're literally abusing your sexuality. Like, you can't function without, like everything just reverts to sex. Like, I had a friend who I gave him he was over here, we were just chilling, like, listening to music, smoking, all that good shit. And I had given him some of my pomegranate. He had never had a pomegranate before, and I think that's crazy. Like, we live in Michigan. I know you know what a pomegranate is, but no. And this is when I was still doing like all my symbol decoding stuff, which I can get back to it if you guys want it. Anyway, but yeah, so I had given him some of my pomegranate, and I was just talking to him, and I was just like, hey, you know what's funny is that the pomegranate is actually like one of the fruits that symbolize like female like genitalia, essentially, right? And he kind of just took what I said and distorted it in his little simple-minded Negro brain and made it. He literally told me, he's like, oh, so what you're saying is when I eat a pomegranate, it's like eating a pussy, and I'll get a new skill of how to eat pussy by eating this pomegranate. Maybe you just need to eat some more fruit. Anyway, and so, but again, that's your interpretation. That's his base level existence. So that's what it's going to get. That's how that shit translates. You see what I'm saying here? Thank you. Anyway, moving on. So it's really important that you guys do your own research for literally everything. And when I say research, I'm not just saying like read a bunch of books, right? Though there are some good ones. But what I'm saying is like, or even watching videos. There's a lot of good videos on YouTube about just going into the like mythology of Ma'at and stuff. And that's, again, another way to connect, right? But yeah, you got to do your own research as far as like you sitting down and communing with spirit. And I feel like when we get on this journey, especially if you've gone through your dark night of the soul and you've done the whole, I renounce the false God, maybe you wiped your ass with a page out the Bible or something. I don't know your life, but I feel like there is this disconnect that comes because you kind of go through this, everything I learned is a lie, so just fuck it all. Like, but you don't have to fuck it all. And at some point in your journey, you'll realize that you do fuck with some of that shit, and you got to bring it back into your daily practice, right? And so right now, I'm at the point where I kind of see shit as like, how did I connect with the false God when I was a child growing up, right? So we did Bible study, right? Or like reading the Bible and like talking about it, right? So again, that goes into doing your research, reading a little bit, not too much. You don't want to just like, there's no reason why you got like 20 books on Ma'at, unless you're writing another book on Ma'at, I guess. I don't fucking know, but I just feel like there's an even balance that you have to find. Balance, Ma'at. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, what was I saying? God. I don't know, this was all over the place. Oh yeah, so Bible study. Yeah, looking down. I did take notes. So doing like some type of Bible study, right? Doing some type of reading on Ma'at, and not just like listening to videos or like reading whatever and just letting it be fact, but actually sit with yourself and talk to yourself and see how that information resonates within you. Have a conversation about it to yourself. Or if you've got like a witchy best friend too, I guess if y'all, similar shit going on, whatever, that can be something as well, which also brings me to my next point. Communing with others and their testimony. How many times, like if you were doing the false God shit, you would talk to other people about like, oh yeah, God came through with this, or God, all that other shit. Again, your testimony. So listening to others people, and their testimony, that does go, I don't want to say a long way. It does help, but again, it's at some point you got to get off the porch, baby. You know what I mean? And that's essentially what we're doing here now, is like doing testimony shit, I guess. Praying and talking to spirit. I don't know how many fucking people, because I was one of these people, so I'm not saying it from like I'm here and you're here type shit, because it's not that. It's never going to be that, sweetheart. We're all equal. We just got different shit in our backpacks. You know what I'm saying? We're all carrying luggage, but it's just got different items in it. So basically what I'm saying is like, so many people I know that are on their like spiritual journey, they're like, oh, I don't know how to pray, or I don't pray anymore, or I just don't talk to spirit. And I'm like, how? Because like, even, okay, let's take it back, right? Like I said, you kind of want to mimic what you were doing with the false God. I didn't really do formal prayer, like unless I was in like a group setting, right? Like, your family comes over before y'all like eat the big like cookout or whatever, like somebody wants to lead y'all in prayer and all that, and then it's like, God, I don't even remember how to recite that shit. Ooh. Ooh, someone's being a naughty Catholic. Anyway, so I never really did formal prayers. All I did was like I just be like, hey God, I gotta talk to you. And just like let shit flow from there. And so if you're not a formal person, don't do formal shit. I know we can like get real caught up on like the Pinterest, Instagram, like witchy aesthetic of it all, and like, oh, every time you like have a spell, like you gotta make shit rhyme and stuff. Like, I'm not a fucking rapper. I'm not about to just be dropping bars like if I don't need to. Like, you see this candle right here, my Mars candle. I came down here today because it's a good Holy Tuesday morning, and I was just like, yo, Martian spirits, this, that, and the third, da 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 da, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's how I am. Like, I'm very much so more of an objective person. Like, all the formalities and shit, like, I don't even like people hitting me up with formalities. Like, if you need something from me and you're texting me, I guess maybe because, like, I can kind of feel that energy of, like, I hope she says yes, or I hope da da da, or whatever. But, like, don't just be like, hey, how's your day going? How's this? How's that? Da da da. Get to the motherfucking point. Like, just tell me, it's like, hey, I need a ride at 6 o'clock. Can you pick me up here? Whatever the fuck it is, or, like, just tell me. Just don't do all that. Don't be trying to see if my day's going well. The fuck? Anyway. Stay toxic. Anyway. So, yeah. Just go with your flow. And if you don't know what your flow is, maybe that's something you need to talk to her about. And that's probably one of the reasons why she's popping up in your life, because she does, you know, represent that divine harmony. She does represent that that bridge, I guess, from like the physical to the spiritual world. Because like while she is like, yeah, like the Libra scales and judgment, da da da, a lot of that shit, that's other world shit, right? So she's a guide. Use it. Especially considering like just how heavily like she represents the air element, which, you know, that all is about your mental state or whatever. So if she's coming through, it's probably because you got to change your thought pattern or something, right? Change your perspective of how you see something. Maybe she's coming through because you're going through something that's unjust, or maybe you're being that unjust person, right? What else? Where are we? Hold on, looking at my notes. Oh, okay. So, like I said before, you know, she is that Libra scale. You know, I don't know if I mentioned it already, because I just feel like I've been going on this tangent. And this is what happens when I connect with my energy, because like my brain, it goes a mile a minute. And even when I like meditate and I slow shit down, I end up still kind of like, I feel very much so in my Gemini energy right now. Just chaotic Gemini energy, just like, oh, what's this? What's that? What's that? What's that? Anyway, so, yeah, if you do like work with like the elements, right? That's one way that you can connect with her, is through the element of air. And by saying that, again, how can we use the air element? The first one is your spoken word, just talking. So just calling upon her name. Again, if you want to find a formal prayer, like, which I don't encourage because it's someone else's words, but sometimes you gotta use somebody else's words. I would just literally, anytime I've seen like a prayer or like a spell or anything like that, if I just need to use that because for some reason I'm having a mental block and can't come up with my own words, I literally just try to change one thing in that prayer, just to like put your stank on it. You know what I'm saying? You got to mark your territory with spirit, not somebody else's territory. Like, you're strengthening their connection and not your own. And I don't fuck with that. Because I'm all about getting your power back. So anyway, where the fuck was I? Oh, yes, the air element. All right, so, you know, you can speak, you can burn incense, right? So like a popular one for working with like Egyptian deities, in my opinion, is, you know, you can't go wrong with some frankincense and myrrh. I also, like, when I was, you know, doing my research for this, copal came up. I don't think I've used copal to commune with Mayat, so I can't tell you my results, but that's what spirit told me. And it also kind of makes sense because, like, I use copal to work with my ancestors, right? Again, that other world. And because Mayat does work in that other world, maybe that's why copal came up. You see what I did just there? It's critical thinking. It's all a big science experiment, and I feel like you really have to get into that like childish energy of like, what is the scientific method? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, use that and guide your spiritual practice with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so working with the air element, you can burn the frankincense and myrrh, or this book here, an Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. The way that they break things down, so they have a list of like the elemental rulers of certain like herbs and shit, and they have like the planetary rulers, all of that good stuff. So there are herbs that are very much so connected to the air element. My favorites being like lavender, lemongrass, agrimony. So yeah, burning any of those, right, will heighten that sense, and you can call on Ma'at through that. You can you know, again, simple prayer of like, hey, Ma'at, I would really like to connect with you. Thank you for coming through to me, and da 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 da. And scry in the smoke. Just, you know, meditate in the smoke and see what comes up. If you have feathers, or if you've been seeing a lot of feathers in your path lately, that's another, you know, thing. You know, she might be coming through trying to connect with you, right? What is it? I think it's the ostrich feathers. That's her thing, right? I'm not saying you need to go out and get you an ostrich feather. If you got it like that, you definitely get bonus points. But, you know, you could scry into a feather and talk to her through that. I know it sounds silly, but, you know, bitch, try it. Or, you know, while you're burning your incense, like I like to like waft with a feather, you know, and just kind of like hum or like say whatever it is I got to say. Make sure I get, you know, get that essence on me, I guess. Anyway, so there's that. Also considering that, you know, again, she represents that Libra energy. Libra is ruled under Venus. So if you work with planetary magic, you can do like your little Venus workings and then call on Ma'at through that Venus energy. And to me, I think it does make a difference, just because I do planetary magic now. Don't get it motherfucking twisted. But like, okay, like Sekhmet being like a sun energy, right? I work with her on Sundays, but then today's Tuesday, right? And I have my Mars candle going. Her warrior aspect, very much so Mars energy, very much so bloodthirsty. Speaking of, oh my God. It just like flung water on me. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Baptismal. Anyway. Where were we? Okay, yeah. So you basically, yeah, there's an aspect of Sekhmet I was saying that is, you know, her warrior side or whatever, that you can call on a Tuesday. And I'm not saying you have to like, you've got to wait to Friday, which is Venus day, to like call on Ma'at or nothing like that. I'm just saying that there are certain times, there are certain days, there's certain, hell, even months, again, because my friend wanted me to do this during like Taurus season, which again is Venus energy. There are times that are just going to be more auspicious, and if you're a beginner, I would say try those auspicious times, because it's going to come through like, at least for me, it came through stronger on those days. I'm at the point now where it's like I can call on whatever, whenever, however. Well, we're meant to be together. I'll be there and you'll be. Anyway, and everything's fine. Everything is fine. Like, so I would say just try it out, again, because your spiritual journey is a big ass science experiment, and the best thing about science experiments is the whole trial and error, right? So just see what works for you. This is why witches be like having grimoires and shit and like all the different journals and stuff, because they're recording their results, right? Like you do a money ritual on a waxing moon versus a waning moon, see what happens, which I've done both, and that waxing moon, wax on, bitch, like, come on. Like, I'm just saying, like, there's a reason in the season. So like, don't, like, as much as I'm like, hey, don't get caught up in the formalities, but also like, bitch, just try it, because everything is going to yield different results, you know what I'm saying? So also, I guess just to give like a little, I should have started with this, but I didn't. But I really liked this little tidbit out of the Encyclopedia of Spirits book. So everybody get your Encyclopedia of Spirits and turn to page 661. It says, Ma'at, the concept, is a state of sacred harmony, linking the mundane world with the divine. Ma'at, consisting of truth, justice, and balance, is a state of grace, which can be damaged by human actions and negative emotions like greed. An Egyptian network of temples and divine rituals existed to maintain and preserve the state of Ma'at. Ma'at is the ancient pre-dynastic goddess who rules this state of grace. She is the goddess of truth, order, and natural ethical and moral law, the spirit of what is right versus merely legal or lawful. That's real shit to me. Anyway, I do recommend getting this book. And what other books I got over here? This one here, I really love this one. And this one, if you want to kind of connect with like the Egyptian like mythology a little bit more. But it's like, again, you're not going to find everything in a book, because again, with humans being the most unreliable narrators, a big part of your spiritual journey is what is left unsaid. You know what I'm saying? So like, even like the most Mayat motherfucker out here that has such a strong connection with Mayat, they've been doing this all their life, whatever, like they're literally Mayat incarnate or whatever the fuck, all that jazz. That person writes a book, they're not putting all of what they know in that book, okay? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not saying it makes it wrong. It's a good launching pad, it's a good starter point, but again, you got to get off the porch and try some shit. And there's no wrong way to try some shit. Like there's been times where I've been so like just mentally discombobulated, like I'll just be on my couch like crying, and then I'll just call on spirit. Like, again, because you can do that. If we could do that with the false god, how come we can't do that with these ancient fucking deities or like energies that have, you know, predates fucking false god? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I recommend that you get the fuck out your head and just get it popping. Oh, also, a good thing to do. I mentioned lemongrass. That has been a very powerful fucking herb for me. And so I do recommend that you try it out, like burn it on a charcoal disc or something, because it does enhance like your psychic gifts, and it's very mental clearing. So you know, if you want to kind of relieve of yourself of that narrative that you have to rely on other people to tell you how to connect with shit. Like there's a certain energy signature that comes with, right? And it comes with you not feeling your power yet. And it's probably because your conditioning. I don't fucking know your life. I'm not trying to put my friend's business out there either. But so whatever your root cause of why you feel like you can't like critical think for yourself when it comes to this type of stuff, like get that out. Like, so when you're burning your lemongrass, just speak that, like, I want to be able to like experiment more and be confident in my experiments and trust my discernment and or whatever the fuck your needs are for your mental clarity, right? So that you can get this shit popping, because no one is like, some people can be out here practicing longer than you, they could be going harder than you or whatever, but you never know what type of activations you're going to get until you get activated. So you got to put yourself in a position to get activated. And that's essentially what this video was about. If I'm not too lazy, I'll link some videos. Like if you're just curious about like the mythology behind Mayat and like what she represents and all that other stuff, I guess, like I'd be watching those videos, but it's very, again, it's the shit that you can Google. It's just, yeah. So, I hope that helps. Oh, also, if you're like a crystal girly, you can use crystals. I think lapis is a good one to, connect with Mayat with. And also just look at your crystals, because while there's herbs that, represent the elements, the crystals represent different elements as well. So get you a crystal that represents like air element pretty well, or even like clear quartz is a powerful one, again, for that clearing your mental, right? You're clearing that mental stagnation out, or that, I call it like mental reliance, like that mental dependency that we kind of get, especially when you've gone through your dark night of the soul and all that, and you're just kind of like, I feel like you're still in this waiting room and you're like waiting for a teacher or some type of sensei or something to just be like, hey, young grasshopper, No, you have to be your own sensei and your own grasshopper, okay? And at some point, your sensei and grasshopper are going to fuse, and it's going to be so beautiful, and I can't wait for you to tell me about it. But anyway, yeah, that's what I got for y'all today. Hope you like it. If you do want to leave some facts about Mayat in the comment section, by all means do so. If you want to give your testimony about how you worked with Mayat, how you connected with that energy, please do so. Just help the algorithm see this. I'm laughing but serious. So comment, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Recommend me to a friend. Recommend me to your enemy. I don't necessarily give a fuck. But yeah, let's talk about it. Do you like Mayat energy? Let's go there. Because I'm not gonna lie, for a big part of my life, I was not really fucking with my yacht. I was like, oh, it's cute. But no, she comes through. It's very strong. She's very powerful energy, but it's also a very like subtle energy. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like almost how like how Sekhmet, when, at least for me, right? And again, I'm saying this, but I don't want you to like, don't internalize this so much to where you're like looking for that experience, right? So working with Sekhmet's energy, like she just comes through and I'm just like, her, like beast mode, like automatic, right? My yacht, it's still very like, well, it's powerful. It's like, if you're not, if you're looking for like just a big gush of energy, like she's not the one. And I don't think that's what you should be, because you shouldn't be looking for anything besides connecting, right? But it's like, it's like a silent killer, I guess. I would say that. She's like a little assassin. Like you don't really expect it. And then she hits you with a gotcha, bitch. Because it's still very strong. It's just a very like, I don't know, maybe because I'm just very like loud and in your face and just like blah, 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 whatever. And so to have something very like subtle, but like poised, very like you don't got to say too much, because it's just like the energy that just emits from it is just like, oh, I get it. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I got. Sorry if this is a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, but again, this is what happens when I connect with my yachts or like air type energy in general. I just get very like scatterbrained and very like all of that. So anyway, enjoy your day, or whenever the fuck this is, or don't enjoy it. You have that option. It's your life. Learn and grow. Grow for 2 Fs. Bye.